of all walks of life on setting their goals and accomplishing all of their goals. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and kind of dive into it. So, our learning outcomes and our big key takeaways that I want y'all to walk away with after the session today is just to be able to identify the different types of goals that we have and that are out there and kind of how they're going to interact with each other. I want you all to be able to incorporate effective and efficient goal setting techniques, be able to frame goals or your habits in a nice, healthy, and achievable manner to promote that long term success, and then identify different strategies that we can do to maintain that success and accomplish those goals over a prolonged period of time. So, first things first, kind of why setting goals transforms our lives and why it is very important for us to set these goals. Kind of by nature, we are humans. We're always looking to grow. We're always looking to expand our bounds and evolve. I don't know about y'all. I always get itchy when I just kind of sitting still. I get very complacent. I want to always accomplish something. So with goal setting, we're able to create new doors, create new opportunities, pathways for us to grow as individuals, to connect with others outside of our professional network, within our own social network, things along those lines. It's going to enhance our self-efficacy or build up our self-esteem so that way when we do accomplish goals or we fail at a goal, we've got some background and we know that we're able to accomplish these things. It's going to create a sense of purpose and fulfillment. We all find joy in those small little wins, those small little victories that we have throughout our day, whether it's showing up to work, it's getting into your car, it's waking up, however that is. And then it strengthens our resilience and our adaptability. So we've got a couple of different types of goals that we have that are out there. We've got short-term goals, long-term goals, personal and professional goals, and then we've got two others that are called process and outcomes. These all kind of intertwine with each other and they play on each other. So short-term goals, those are going to be our goals that are going to be accomplished relatively quickly. They are going to be accomplished within a week, all the way up to a year, typically not longer than a year. And these are going to be very, very good for learning new skills. Like I want to come into the weight room, I want to learn how to bench press. Or in my case, for my New Year's resolution, I want to learn to speak Italian. So those are going to be some of those shorter term goals. That long term goal, that is going to be something that is accomplished all the way from a year to multiple years. A big one that we always see is I want to be healthy. I want to be more physically active. I want to eat healthier. That is a very, very large goal, and it's going to take a big chunk of time. So if we can divide that up into short-term goals that are going to feed into that longer-term goal, that is going to be fantastic, and that's going to set us on that path for success. And then we've got those personal, professional goals. So that personal goal is obviously for me is going to be speaking Italian because it's something I am deeply rooted in, being Italian in nature, and it's something that is only going to benefit me personally. And then obviously our professional goals, those can look at for anywhere from getting a new job on campus, getting a job outside of UA, obtaining a different certification, attending a Wellbama seminar. So that's something that's going to allow us to grow professionally and expand our knowledge base. Our process goals, these I want you guys to think of, these are learning goals. These are goals that are going to help us learn a specific skill, and they're going to focus on the journey as opposed to that end portion. These goals are fantastic for beginners because, like I said, they just focus on that journey and they're very easily and accomplishable action items. Something can be for this, I'm going to come into the rec center, I'm going to work out for an hour, 2 to 3 days a week. That is a fantastic process goal that's going to feed into a longer term goal of I want to be healthy and I want to be active. And then the outcome goal, think of that as performance goal. That is that goal of I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to be more physically active. These are often more framed as competitive goals, either with a person or with oneself, but they focus on that very end aspect. So I've got 5 different types of goals here. I kind of want to see you guys in the chat break these up into what kind of type of goal you feel this is. If it's a short-term goal, it's a long-term goal, it's personal, professional, process, outcome goal. So what's this first goal kind of looking at? I want to lose weight in 6 months. Short term, long term. Fantastic. I love seeing all these short-term goals come into play. All right. How about that second one on there? I'm going to attend guitar lessons. Short term, long term, personal, professional, process, outcome. Good. I love that. Could be either. Could be a mix of different ones. Awesome. How about I will obtain my personal training certification within the next 4 months? Professional short term. Nice. Fantastic. All right. What about I want to become more active and eat healthier? Good. Long-term personal. Fantastic. Success goal. Nice. All right. What about our last one? I will stop eating cookies and other high sugar foods. Personal, long-term. Nice. Awesome. You guys hit all of those right on the head. I absolutely love that. Right. Okay, so setting yourself up for success and how to achieve your goals. So we've got 3 different kind of steps that I want you guys to think about as you're writing out your health goals or your New Year's resolutions. First one is I want you to identify that goal or otherwise that habit that you want to accomplish. So I want you guys to write down on a piece of paper what your goal is. It can be your current New Year's resolution. It can be anything that you want it to be just for the sake of this project. And then don't worry about it being perfect that first time. Throughout this, we're going to kind of build on that goal. And then at the end, we're going to revisit those 5 goals that we just went over. And we're going to perfect those goals and make them look a lot more pretty and a lot more accomplishable. So as we're kind of going through this, I want you guys to ask yourself, is this an accomplishable goal? Is this an actionable goal? Is this going to be personal, professional goal for us? And then is this a process goal or an outcome goal? All right. So Second thing, or a second stage of kind of the goal setting process, is find your why. Well, I love to work with clients and I ask them kind of very strategic questions to help them identify what their why is going to be. This can range from why are you choosing this goal, or why is this goal going to be beneficial to me at this point in time? And what am I looking to accomplish, or what are we looking to accomplish out of this goal? Another big question is, why is this goal important to me? For me, speaking Italian is very, very important because my family is traced all the way back multiple generations to Italy and coming off the boat through Ellis Island. So I want to be able to take a trip back there with my wife and family someday and be able to visit where I'm from and be able to speak my native tongue for all of those aspects. And then another part for why it's important to me, I want you guys to ask yourself, and it's something we find a lot of individuals doing, especially with the influencers coming into the mainstream media, is this important for me? And am I doing this for me? Or am I doing this because I am seeing someone else do this and I think I have to fit this specific mold at this point in my life or in my career? Once you kind of answered those questions, we want to frame it. We can literally frame it and put it in front of us at that times, but in the essence of framing it, I want us to kind of set it up and draw it out into different aspects. So goals are always better, or they're better accomplished when they're framed as a challenge to oneself and rather than being as a threat. So if I want to lose weight, that's got a very negative connotation to it and it comes off as a threat. So how we can kind of rework that into a more positive and a more challenge of I want to lose 20 pounds by X date is going to have a little bit better of a connotation to it. And it's going to allow us to achieve that goal just a little bit easier and make it a little bit more realistic for us to achieve. Or in the case of cookies, I don't want to eat less cookies as opposed to I want to eat more fruits and vegetables, giving us that little bit of a different frame to it. And then look at your goal complexity. Is this going to be a highly, highly complex task that might interfere with another goal or another habit that we are looking to build? So if I am wanting to lose weight, but I am also wanting to run a triathlon, while yes, those two kind of coincide with each other, which goal is going to be that more complex? It's going to be I want to lose that weight. So if I'm trying to run a 5K during that time frames, we might want to lengthen that period of that goal so that way we can kind of lessen the complexity of that goal and that training that's going to come along with those things. And that's going to kind of help us accomplish that goal from that standards. And then I want us to look at our situational constraints. These can be a whole host of different things. These can be environmental constraints, so how well we have access to specific things. If that goal is to lose weight, an environmental constraint can be, do I have access to UREC facilities? Do I have access to another gym? How far are these access points for me? Am I sick at this point in time? Things along those lines can play into that environmental aspect. Another aspect can be social constraints. Do I have a workout buddy to come up to UREC and work out with me? Do I've got a friend or a family that can go work out with me? Do I have a pet at home that I can take on a walk? Or things along those lines that can kind of help us achieve those goals. And then another big one is financial constraints. Do I have the money or the funds to purchase a UREC membership, to purchase a Pilates membership outside of UREC facilities? How can I kind of find those aspects to still work that goal into those different things? All right, I know this has been beat over everybody's head, but SMART goals are how we want to set up and structure our goals. So SMART goals, they're going to be specific. They're going to be highly, highly detailed, and they're going to be very measurable. They're going to be achievable and they have that action item. They're going to be relevant to that point in time, and then they are going to be time bound. I just wanted to reiterate the SMART goals to everybody, but like I said, I know these have been very, very mainstream. They've been beaten over everybody's head, so I do not want to spend a lot of time on these aspects. So, achieving success. Motivation is going to be key to us achieving our goals, and we've got two different forms of motivation. We've got intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Real quick in the chat, I want to see if everybody is able to identify what intrinsic motivation looks like and what extrinsic motivation looks like. Inside versus outside. Good. Intrinsic, self-driven. Good. Extrinsic, outside forces and driving the action. Nice. Perfect. Pay raise or getting something outside and validating. Those are absolutely fantastic. That intrinsic motivation, that is going to be motivation that is coming from within me. It is something that is highly, highly valuable to myself. And I've got a high self-efficacy or a high self-worth of achieving that goal. And then I do it because it feels good to me. With me being in the fitness aspect, I am very intrinsically motivated because I love to work out. That is what fuels me when I go and lift, when I go and run, when I play basketball, all those other aspects. That extrinsic motivation, that is going to be me doing it because I see maybe a fitness influencer doing it. My wife has been very, very active, so I want to be very active. It is, I am paying for a personal training session. I need that accountability aspect. That is very much extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is fantastic to get us started in that process, but it is not something we want to hold on to or have it be down the road type aspects. We want to work to flip it to be as intrinsically motivated as possible, as quickly as we possibly can. And that is one big thing that I see a lot of clients, a lot of individuals I work with goal setting on, is they tend to stay in that extrinsic motivation, and we want to really work to be intrinsic and do it because we love to do it. It's going to help us accomplish those goals, and it's going to help us maintain that success over that longer period of time. And obviously, we want to commit to that goal. A higher degree of commitment, we're going to be more likely to achieve that goal and achieve that outlined behavior. So some ways that we can kind of commit to that goal is sign a behavior change contract with yourself. Write down that goal, and then, like I said, literally frame it, put it on a mirror right in front of you, have it be wherever you access to be. We can have it on screenshots of our phone, all of those different aspects. But when we commit to that goal, we want to bounce back to some of those situational constraints. We want to make sure we have those necessary resources to accomplish that goal. So if my goal is to lose weight, obviously I want to make sure I have the financial means to purchase a UREC membership or purchase a membership to an outside gym. I have that access to that facility right then and there, and I'm ready to go to those aspects. Or I've got that social support system set up. I'm going to walk every single day with my wife and dogs, or I'm going to walk by myself, listen to this podcast while I do these aspects. And then take a look at kind of that goal complexity. Is that goal a very complex goal that's going to, again, interfere with any one of our goals to kind of complete with it? Then we want to kind of look at barriers, and we want to be able to identify those barriers or those roadblocks that are going to come up within our lives or within our day-to-day tasks. One big barrier that we always see in the fitness aspect is time. Nobody can get enough time. We only have a limited amount of time. There's only 24 hours in a day, 8 hours in a work day. So we need to be able to identify those possible barriers that are going to come up, and we need to create a plan of how we are going to handle those aspects. So if time is that big aspect, big way that we can kind of break down those commitments is break them down into 10, 20, 30, 40-minute increments or even shorter so that we can get up and get active. But, excuse me, we need to realize barriers are going to be inevitable. They're going to pop up. So we've got to have that plan to go with those things. And then, like I said, establish that plan, routine for that accountability. Creating consistency is going to be key. One fantastic way that I love to kind of correlate these two is I divide them up into 3 little stages for that goal or for that habit that I am trying to form. I look at it as a blade of grass. What is that small, little, minute thing that I can do for those aspects? Sticking on, I want to be more physically active. That blade of grass can be, okay, I'm going to park at the back of the parking lot and I'm going to walk in. Do that every single day. It's building that consistency up to it. And then I'm looking at a shrub. It's a little bit bigger of a goal. It's a little bit more complex of a goal, but it's something that's still very manageable. That can be, okay, I'm still parking at the back of the parking lot, but now I'm going to go on a 30-minute walk during my lunch break. It's adding in a little bit more consistency, a little bit more plan and repetition. And then I look at it as a tree. It's that very end goal. We have fully blossomed in that goal, into that habit. I am being more physically fit. That is my tree. So we want to try to plant it as a blade of grass, and then we want to try to evolve it into a shrub, and then we want to grow it into a tree. When we create and write those goals, I always suggest starting with that tree, starting with that big goal, and then working backwards on paper and planning those things out. And then obviously starting at that small spot for our habits to build them up over and over and more consistently over time. And then last one for achieving success is just seek feedback. Talk with your partner, talk with your family, talk with your friends, ask them how you think I am doing on this goal or I'm on this journey to achieve this goal. Also, seek your own internal feedback. Have a reflection journal and write things down and be very open and honest with yourself of how you are perceiving this goal and how everything is going at that moment in time for you. And then to maintain success, we want to reflect. Like I just said, we want to reflect on what that goal is and where I am at in that point in time. It's okay for everything to happen that is happening at that point in time, both good and bad. So we want to plan for that relapse. Those things are going to occur. This is where a lot of people fail with our New Year's resolutions or fail with that goal. As soon as we hit that first roadblock or we relapse, we ditch that goal and we plan, okay, I'm going to start this again next year. Take that time when you hit that relapse, you hit that barrier, reflect on why did this barrier pop up? Why did I relapse? And then also look at all those good little things, all those little blades of grass that you have had that have built that shrub, that have grown up into that tree. When you have accomplished those things, reward yourself. I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan, so I treat myself when I accomplish a goal or I hit that next spot. Obviously, we do it within moderation. If your goal is to eat healthier over time, you can still go get McDonald's and reward yourself with McDonald's. We just don't want to do it on that prolonged period of time. But plan out what your reward is going to be and how you are going to reward yourself. And then write that next goal. Keep building on that success. That's going to, again, all the way back to that side. That's going to make us more driven. That's going to make us more successful. It's going to make us more adaptable, and it's going to make us more resilient. The more goals that we have and the more goals that we accomplish, it'll create that nice little cascading effect. And then I just want to leave you guys with a little bit of quote from Winston Churchill, one of my favorites. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So, like I mentioned, the last thing I want you guys to do is just a little activity is I want to transform these goals in the chat into more structured goals and how we can kind of frame these goals to be a little bit more positive. All right. So with that first goal, I want to lose weight in 6 months. How can I make this more into a SMART goal? How can I restructure that? Good. Give specific weight numbers, specific timeline. Good. These are fantastic responses. Nice. I absolutely love these. Okay. How about that second one? I'm going to attend guitar lessons. How can we break that up and make that a little bit more specific and measurable and actionable? Fantastic. Break it up into smaller parts throughout the day. Set to committing one song. Nice. Play guitar with the partner. Have David Powell help teach me good guitar. Love it.
University Medical Center.
All right. How about our third one? I will obtain my personal training certification within the next 4 months. What might be a plan of action that I can do for this one? Great. Enroll in the training program. Great. Network with others. Steps and lists. Great. Find a mentor. Give guidance on next steps. All right. How about our next one? I want to become more active and eat healthier. How can I reframe this goal? Make it a little bit more positively sounding. Nice. Set meals, log meals. Good. Determine how many minutes or a day I want to exercise. Good. Pick activities of physical activity. Good. Eat healthy for one meal a day. Then try two. Build on it. I love it. Great. I want to teach and show my kids what it looks like. Fantastic. Okay. How about our last one? I will stop eating cookies and other high sugar foods altogether. Stop buying them. Good. Taking it one day at a time. Make a pact with a friend to join you. Good. Skipping those aisles. Eat more fruits, veggies, and greens. Hey, these are all fantastic responses and fantastic ways to kind of build on our goals. All right. These are all the slides that I have for you guys. So next up, if there's any questions, feel free to let me know whatever questions I can help you guys with any kind of goal settings. If there's anything you want me to expand on, now's your time to go ahead and ask me.